Hey everyone, Linda here. Welcome back to AdoreR. Coming to you today to do my June wrap-up finally. Out of the 14 books I had on my TBR, I've only read 3, well, finished 3 of them, and reading on 2 of them. So I've got a long way to go. I think I mentioned in my last video that I haven't been in the mood. I haven't been feeling like reading or anything. But I did finish 3 books and reading on 2 others. So we'll go over what I have finished and the other 2 books that I'm reading on. First up, I have Silhouette. I have a Silhouette. It's a nocturnal. And last year I did October Nocturnal. And I was reading on, said I was going to read the first 2 books in the Nocturnal series, so I ordered those, and I did finish book 1, but I started reading on book 2 but never finished. I finally finished it. Yeah. It was a slow read for me, but I didn't put it down. I just kept going back to it till I finished it because I didn't want to DNF it. So, because it's not, how many pages were in here? Only 299 pages, but it took me a while to get through it, but I did finish it. And it's Kathleen Korbel, Dangerous Temptation. Like I said, it's book number 2 in the Nocturnal series. And this was on anthropologist Z. Kendall and Nula. I think that's what her name is. Like I said, he's an anthropologist, and he was on a dig and he fell and hit his head or something. I think he was seeing like he saw a woman or whatever. He saw Nula because she's an elf, and he saw her, but he couldn't believe what he was seeing, and I think he tripped and fell, and when he woke up, he was in fairyland. He was where Nola lives, or Nola. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. If you can see it there, Nuala. Probably not pronouncing it right, but anyway, it's about him going into this fairyland and falling in love with Nola, or Nula. But they got a controversy because she is supposed to be the next queen. And she's not allowed to fall in love with a human, but you know they're going to fall in love anyway. And it's him also finding out about himself, because he has some kind of connection to the fairy world. And it's all about them. He's going to have to go through some tests or something to prove himself. And it's just about them falling in love and how it's all going to work out, because she's a fairy and he's human. But it was nothing there to make me really fall in love with these 2 main characters. I just couldn't really get into it. Like I said, I just put it down, come back to it, put it down, come back to it. But like I said, I didn't want to do it. Never I finally finished it. It was okay. I just give it 3 stars. And this is Kathleen Korbel, Dangerous Temptation. Like I said, there was nothing special to make me want to come back or keep this and read it again. Next, I have Victoria Dahl, A Little Bit Wild. This is a historical romance, and this was on Jodi Bertram and Melissa York. And Melissa, when the book starts, she's found in a compromising position with a guy. You know, back then you couldn't be alone in a room with a man, especially doing what she was doing. So they said, you're going to ruin the family name or whatever, so you're going to have to marry this guy. But she's explicit that she do not want to marry the guy. And I was like, why are you fooling around with this guy? If you know you don't want to hook up with this guy, you know what world you're living in. Why even go there? So her brother has a friend. His name is Jodi Bertram. And they said, well, if you don't marry the guy that you was caught in this compromising position with, you're going to have to marry somebody. And they come up. And her brother said, well, you can marry. Or I think Jude spoke up, because he kind of liked her anyway, that he would marry her. And it's just all about them, her saying no, and her brothers persuading her that she needs to marry one of these guys. And she ended up deciding on that she will become engaged to Jude, and to see if she's going to get, if anything happened from her situation. And it was an okay book. I enjoyed it. Marissa kind of got on my nerve a little bit, because she kind of like a spoiled brat or whatever. But in the end, before the book was over with, I started getting into her, because she kind of redeemed herself going toward the end of the book, because she's into fashion and Jude is just like a regular guy. You know, he's really big and he's not that handsome. He's rugged looking, and she's not into it because she never paid him any attention, but he paid her some attention. But because she was like, who are you again? Yes, it was a trip. But I enjoyed it. I gave it 3.5 stars. It was nothing in there special that I wanted to read again. Any special moments that I was like, wow, I can read that again. No, it was just an okay read for me. So I'll give it 3.5 stars. And this is Victoria Dahl, A Little Bit Wild. A zebra historical romance. Next, I have another historical. This is Victoria Thompson, Playing with Fire. This is on Isabel Foster and what is his name? Eben Walker. Isabel is a teacher. She's going to come to this small town out west where there's not a lot of females. And you can see where this is going. There's not a lot of females in Bitter Creek, Texas. That's where she's going. And Eben is the blacksmith there. So when she comes to town, all these men will start vying for her attention because she considered herself plain or whatever, because she never attracted a man before. But when she gets to this town, it's overwhelming because all these guys are after her, and even he's not going to be one of the guys falling for the school mom. But he ends up also, when he see all these guys trying to get her, and he ends up, talking to her and just getting to know her, he kind of started falling for her. And so then he throw his head into the mix, and it's all about them two bumping heads on differences. You know how it goes in these books. If you would only just talk to the person, you could solve your problem. But no, they get together, then they night together, then they get back together. So it was on and off for them. And like I said about this one too, there was nothing special that made me want to go back and read this again. So I'm just going to give it 3.5 stars. I like it because she was the school teacher. I like it when they have the school teacher to come to town and find someone, because they were like, every teacher we get, some man always coming. She fall in love, and then we had to get a new. That's why she had to come there, because the other teacher got married, and so they got Isabel. Now they were like, "You're gonna get married, and we're gonna have to find another teacher." But yeah, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I give it 3.5 stars. That's Playing with Fire by Victoria Thompson. Next, I have Deborah Camp, Black Eyed Susan. And this was on Susan Armitage and what is his name? Logan Vance. Now, when I read the synopsis of this, it sounded interesting because she was in love. She had feelings for him, but he was married. So I was like, okay, that sounds interesting, because I think his wife passed away or whatever. When I was reading this, I was like, how this going to work out? But when I started reading it, I found out that the woman he was married to was her sister. Now, that threw me off. I was like, that made me didn't even want to continue. I'm not into sisters marrying their brother-in-law after the wife has paid. I don't know. It just don't do it for me. I just cannot. But so I just said I'll just read a chapter a night, because maybe as I read it I can get into it more. But I think I mentioned, once I read the synopsis and it don't do it for me, I'm already against reading the book. But I read the synopsis on this, but once I started reading this and got into it, that's when I found out that what his name is, Logan's wife was her sister, and it just like, okay. So I'm gonna have to read this one chapter at a time, because I'm not feeling it right now. No. So I'm on page 41, and it's about Logan. Susan comes when her sister passed away. She comes to visit Logan, because Logan never got on with their family, because their dad did not want her sister to marry Logan. She thought he wasn't good enough for her, but she married him. Her sister married him anyway, and they got 2 kids. They got a boy and a girl, and now she's passed away, and Susan has come there. She's always been attracted to Logan. So she's come there to try to help him with the kids. Her dad kind of sends her there because they want to get the kids. They want the kids to come and stay with them. But Logan won't give up his kids. So she's come there to help him out. And that's when she find out that Logan, he's a newspaper man. He works for a newspaper. But now he's trying to go out on his own. So he's trying to head west. And she found out that he's finna head west with these 2 kids. And she was like, are you crazy? So she's going to end up getting on the wagon trail with him and going out west to start this new newspaper. So that's what that's all about. But for now, it's not doing it for me, so I'm just reading one chapter at a time. Like I said, I do want to finish it. Maybe it'll pick up and it'll be those parts in there that I can really enjoy. But as for now, and it's kind of iffy. So once I couldn't get into that, I started reading Hard Rules, book 1 in the Dirty Money series by Lisa Renee Jones. Oh, and did I mention this one is by Deborah Camp. I like Deborah Camp's writing. That's why I got this, and I also like this cover. I like the cover on both of these historicals. Even though I don't know if I know I'm not going to read this again. I hate to get rid of the book because I like the cover, but I don't know. It might end up at the library. Both of these. And like I said, I'm reading on Hart Murni, Hart Rules, a Dirty Money novel. So I've started this, and this is on Shane, Brandon, and her name is Emily. I don't know what her last name is. I got into this because I thought, is she going to be kind of like a detective or a spy who get into their business? Because Shane's father is like, they're doing dirty, laundering money for the syndicate or the crime, or they're laundering money for some bad guys, I put it like that. And he's trying to get the business to go legit, because he's a lawyer, and he had to come back to the company to get them out of trouble when the FBI found out that they were doing this kind of underhanded dealing. So he had to come back and help get the company out of trouble. So his daddy want him to stay, to kind of help the business. But his brother still wants to do the underhanded stuff. But Shane is trying to, go legit. And he meets Emily, and I was like, is she going to be a spy or something? But I don't think so. So I'm not really feeling Emily at the moment. I don't know. It's something about, I don't know if she acting childish. I don't know. It's something about her that's not doing it for me. And I hate those books that start when she got a secret. She keeps alluding to her secret, but you don't know what it is. Now I can't even enjoy the book because I'm trying like, what is her secret? Because I don't think she's a undercover cop or anything. It's something dealing with her. So I can't get into it because I was like, well, just tell me what is going on before, so that I can already be on the up and up with what's going on. Because now all I want to know is, what is her secret? What is going on? Sometimes I can read a book like that and it don't bother me. But with this one, for some reason, I was like, what? I don't know. Maybe it's just her character. So I'm glad I did. I started to buy the whole series, but I'm glad I didn't, because it don't look like I'm going to be into this. I don't know. Because it's something with Emily is just not jabbing with me right now. But I am on page 111. And this is only 200 and how many pages? 293 pages. So like I said, it's going to be, I think it's 2 more books in this series dealing with the same couple. I don't know if I'm going to get the other 2, because right now it's not going well for Emily in Hard Rules. I'm not into it, so I might start. I'm going to finish this right here. I can go ahead and get through this one. Like I said, it's only 200 some pages. How many pages was in this? This is like 300 some pages. So it was a struggle already for me to even try to get into it. I am into the story here, so that's why I say I'm going to go ahead. I am into the story. It's just that Emily, I'm not feeling Emily character. But that's all I have for now. So hopefully I can come back and I'll be finished with this one. I'll come back with, I got some other books on my TBR. So once I finish reading this, I should be finished. Like I said, it shouldn't take me that long. And I say I'm going to read a chapter every night with this one. Hopefully I get through. I marked it off. If I get to page 14, chapter 14, if I get to chapter 14 and I'm still not feeling it, then yeah, it's gonna be over. But I will complete this one. I will do that. So hopefully I can get through those 2 and finish those up. And these other 3, I'm gonna leave it like that. These other 3 will probably be going to the library. So that's all I have for now. I will be coming. Hopefully I can read. I hope I have be done finished these 2, at least this, and 3 other books that I have from my TBR. Hopefully I want to finish 5 books before I come back and do another wrap up of my reading progress. But that's all I have for now. Until next time, keep reading those romances and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.